Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. Today I want to go through and give you guys some updates inside of the commodity markets, being gold and silver. Bitcoin and cryptos are very much correlated to what happens with the commodity markets. And so for today's video, we're going to dive through, look into some of the best charts that I could find for you guys that is going to perfectly explain the direction of cryptos and why it is very hingent upon what happens with gold and silver for cryptos to be going into new all-time highs. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to the channel for more updates. Make sure that you guys click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And always remember, guys, to join the fastest growing and the very best Discord community out there in cryptocurrency. Over 17,000 members and growing so fast. I would love it if you guys would join. It's free for anybody that wants to. All you guys got to do to join is click inside the description of this video, and there you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord server. Now, on the Discord server, I also offer my VIP content like the video course and signals. So if you're somebody that wants to get access to my private videos, or you want to get access to my entire portfolio and all the trades that I take, then make sure you guys stay all the way to the end of this video, because then I'm going to be taking a couple minutes to explain how you guys can get signed up, the pros of doing so, and what it's going to take to get you guys going today. One final thought is to make sure to download my free ebook. If you guys want a really cool study guide to help give you guys some insight towards cryptocurrency investing and trading, then make sure you guys download my free ebook. It's a guide that I've made for you guys as a way to study, go through the contents of the ebook, and then learn and educate yourself so you guys can fully understand how to profit inside of these markets. I've also got a 10-part quiz packed in there so you guys can go through, read all the information in the ebook, and then quiz yourself at the end so you retain all of that information. So once again, guys, links are provided for you in the description to download that ebook and sign up. So with all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, so to start off this video, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin, because after the election, even though we still haven't had any results, we have started to see Bitcoin picking up. The stock market picked up, Bitcoin picked up, even gold and silver picked up a little bit, with the US dollar selling off. And so I wanted to cover some basic things, talk to you guys about some resistance levels that I'm watching, and then collaborate this with the commodity markets to share with you guys how correlated they actually are. Now, as you guys can see, this has been a resistance level that I've been updating you with over the last couple weeks. It's really just this resistance at 14K. You know, this was short-term support during the bear market before we ultimately sold off much lower. This was our first resistance after the dead cat bounce when we rallied up into the spring, into the summer. And this has really been the resistance that we've been watching. We haven't had another attempt of hitting it until just recently. And now it's looking pretty definitively like we're breaking above this resistance with a lot of certainty. And so this is looking really good. If we drop it to a shorter time frame, we can see that Bitcoin is peaking above these resistance levels, getting ready to break out, which I expect to have one more big, strong rally. Now, with this rally, it's important to understand where we should be looking to target. And to be quite honest, guys, if we drop this to a bigger time frame on the weekly, we can see that we really don't even have a resistance until upwards of about 16K. And so to be quite honest, this is the next level that I'm going to be watching out for. I don't really see us slowing down until we hit about up here, but ultimately I am expecting a short-term correction inside of Bitcoin. You know, the next pump I would expect to be the next top before we ultimately have a short-term correction. Overall, I do expect that we're going to continue to rally up to the all-time high, but I do think we need a little bit of a correction to come in before we get up to that point. Now, I think that the next resistance is going to be upwards of about 16K. From there, I would expect that we'd get a correction that could take us anywhere from about 14, well, I would say about 13.8, all the way back down to even 12.5. And that's going to be the levels that I'm personally going to be watching for before ultimately I would expect this to create another impulse as we start to venture to the all-time highs and eventually break out of those all-time highs. So to shorten things up, overall, I'm just expecting that Bitcoin is going to rally up one more leg higher, upwards of 16K. From here, I would expect somewhat of a short-term correction back down to at least 13.8, potentially back down to about 12.5 before ultimately starting the next big move upwards of all-time high. And so this is personally going to be the way that I'm trading Bitcoin. This is the way that I'm going to be watching for it. I do think we're going to get one more pump before we do get a sell-off. And so we're just going to watch and see really where that pump ends. There's still a lot of uncertainty with the election. Nobody really knows who's going to win. Obviously, there might be a favorite or a leader right now, but ultimately we won't know for the time being. We have no idea how long that's going to take. And so I do think that there's going to be some uncertainty inside of the markets because of that. But overall, guys, I do believe that this is the part of the cycle where Bitcoin's really going to start ripping. You know, we could even have a more bullish scenario where we rally up to 16K. We have some little short-term correction to 13.8, and then we still ultimately just get a quick buyback that takes us to that all-time high mark. We could very easily be in this part of the cycle where the buybacks are going to happen really fast, and the sell-offs aren't going to be nearly as impactful as they were prior to this move. Because, I mean, we've already cleared some of our major resistance levels, being at here at about 10,200 or 10,500 approximately. We flipped this resistance level as support, and now this is us breaking out of the high set at 14K. And so this is a higher high from our entire move from December of 2018 of about 3,200 all the way up to 14K, back down to 3,800. This entire thing was one higher high. And now that we're breaking out of 14K, this is a confirmed higher high. And so this should be taken this should be taken as an important move, because this is us breaking out and confirming the new bull trend. And so even if we get a short-term correction, I expect these corrections to be bought up fast, and we don't expect that these are going to last very long. Now, let's dive into some of the other analysis here. Let's talk about the US dollar index quickly before we jump into the commodity markets. The US dollar index has actually got that buyback that I was talking about, but we are still selling below support. And so this doesn't look quite as good. It is possible that we could get the buyback here. It's rounding out as follows, and so I wouldn't be surprised if we get another impulse here inside of the dollar, which ultimately isn't going to be good for the cryptocurrency markets. I would expect that this is going to sell off inside of the markets of gold, silver, and cryptos if in fact this continues to break higher. But we got to watch and see. We still have a lot of consolidation left on the dollar before we can really know what direction it's going to go. Now, one of the things I want to talk about today, guys, is the commodity markets with silver and gold. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about is just how correlated these actually are to cryptos, and why the silver and gold markets are actually going to dictate what direction the crypto markets take entirely. I honestly think that the cryptocurrency bull run is very much hinged upon what happens with the gold and silver markets, because the gold and silver markets have actually been leading up to this point. Now, with silver to me is very correlated with Ethereum. And if we come in here, I'm going to share with you guys exactly what I mean. If we take these two charts and we overlay them together, you guys are going to start to understand that these are two pretty much identical charts. And if we take this over the silver chart, we can see as follows. If we take them like this, we can see that these charts are pretty much the same type of correlation here. Obviously, there can be some difference, but when we take a look at these two charts, we can see that these are very much following the same trajectory. We had the lows here, we rallied up in this dead cat bounce, same thing happens here, fall to support, another attempt to break out, this one gets stuffed, and then ultimately we have our final sell-off. And this is the same thing that happened in both of these cycles. Now, what followed after COVID, right here and right here, was a quick buyback. This happened in both silver and in Ethereum, and both silver and Ethereum are retesting the breakout point of the previous resistance. And so, you know, this is the point in silver. You know, we've pretty much broken out of our resistance here. We are now retesting it as support. And so I do believe that this is a confirmed double bottom reversal. This was bottom one, this was bottom two, this was the breakout, and now this is the complete reversal of this bear trend. I do believe that Ethereum is doing the same exact fractal, and the reason for this is because, you know, the same relationship that gold and silver have to each other, Bitcoin and altcoins have with each other, or in specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the reason for that is because gold always leads the cycles, right? We've always seen gold kind of do its thing. You know, gold has a very impulsive chart, and silver itself, you know, it still looks very bullish, but it didn't impulse as hard and as strong as gold did. Now, one of the things I want to point out to you guys is the fact that gold itself is breaking out of all-time highs and is retesting those highs as we speak right now. And so this is a very bullish thing because ultimately gold is in price discovery. Gold has broken past all of its all-time highs, and this next move is going to be it heading into price discovery. Nobody knows exactly how high it's going to go. I personally think that gold's going to be heading upwards of about $5,000 per ounce. And so I think that we're going to have a pretty massive move coming in gold over the next year, potentially even longer than that. And this is going to cause altcoins and Bitcoin to rise up with it. If gold itself is in price discovery, that means that there's going to be a lot of optimism and euphoria flooding into the gold market. Now, people are automatically on the sidelines that gold and Bitcoin are correlated as far as Bitcoin is just digital gold. So if gold itself is breaking out of all-time highs and it's in price discovery, we should expect that there's going to be a lot of confidence heading into the Bitcoin cycle, and that's ultimately going to cause Bitcoin to break out. Because when we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin really doesn't have much resistance until we start breaking out of these all-time highs. Gold itself has already broken all-time highs, and silver has broken all of its multi-year resistance right here. So we've been under this resistance since about 2014. And so this is a very long consolidation range that we've broken from. And now we're retesting it as support. I expect that as gold breaks out and makes new all-time highs, I would expect silver to continue to rally up. And I would expect, the other markets inside of altcoins to rally up with it. That being Ethereum. Guys, Ethereum's at a very important point where it's looking pretty solid. We got the buyback. I was expecting that this was going to get stuffed, but we did get a buyback. And so with all of the uncertainty in the election, the crypto markets are holding strong. I still think that we need a little bit more confirmation inside of ETH before I'm fully going to get bullish here. But nonetheless, guys, this is looking like we have had our support resistance flip. And so as long as gold, as long as silver, as long as Bitcoin are looking strong, we should expect to continue to see that inside of Ethereum. But we still have so much uncertainty inside the elections that we don't fully know. We don't know what's going to happen. We're going to have to just watch on the sidelines and see, because there's so much that could happen over the next couple weeks. I personally believe that if gold is breaking out of all-time highs, whether we go for one more short-term correction to 1800 or not, that's aside the point. It really doesn't matter. It would just provide a good buying opportunity. But the biggest point being that with gold breaking out of all-time highs, this is going to cause a lot of newfound value to flood into the commodity markets. Now, cryptos are a commodity. Bitcoin is a commodity as well. And because gold is breaking out, I would expect Bitcoin to follow suit. And so as gold starts making new all-time highs heading into price discovery, I would expect Bitcoin to rally up to these all-time highs and ultimately have Bitcoin start breaking out and going into price discovery too. I believe that Ethereum is going to be lagging behind Bitcoin. As Bitcoin goes towards its all-time high, I would expect Ethereum to rally upwards of about $800 to even $1,000. Have a little correction somewhere in between here before ultimately heading to that all-time high mark. And so I think that really all-time highs inside of Ethereum hinge upon Bitcoin hitting all-time highs. So as Bitcoin starts to rally up to all-time highs, I think that just Ethereum is going to rally up, kind of lag behind. It's not going to quite rally up to these all-time high levels until Bitcoin starts breaking all-time highs. And that's really the way that we should be looking to play this. I think that, we got one more big, strong leg and a big push heading in Ethereum that's going to take us upwards of $800. And that's going to cause, that's ultimately going to be at the forefront of Bitcoin rallying to its all-time high. Now, we should watch out for the US dollar index. It's still breaking out. It still looks solid. We don't really know what's going to happen here. Got to wait and see. And then one final thought here is Bitcoin dominance. I expect Bitcoin dominance to be topping very, very soon, if not where it's at right now. This is going to cause a lot more value to flooding into the altcoins. And so what we could expect to see is Bitcoin rally up to 16K. Once Bitcoin's rallying up to 16K, that's maybe where we start to see these altcoins break out, make their impulses like we've been waiting for quite some time. And so anyways, guys, this is the video I had for you. Just wanted to give you guys my thoughts and perspectives with how we're handling all of what's happened over the last day with the election, all the uncertainty inside the world. Wanted to give you guys this update to just kind of touch up on some of my thoughts and perspectives with this. As we wrap up this video, I want to take a couple minutes to explain how you guys can get signed up for the video course and signals. If you guys watch my channel, if you like my content, the best thing that you're going to be able to do for yourself is to join for my VIP stuff. Inside of my Discord, I offer a video course, which is 20 educational videos that are going to teach you guys all of my strategies for profiting. And then I also offer my signals, which is the ability for you guys to copy all the trades that I take, as well as my long-term portfolio, where 80% of my money is. We also have private VIP videos that I only make for people that are part of the signals. So if you guys want to get access to all of this exciting stuff, make sure you guys check out my VIP stuff. You guys can sign up together or separate. If you guys can only pick one, I always recommend going with the signals first, because ultimately you guys are going to be able to follow my portfolio, make the same profit that I'm making every single day, and then you're going to be able to do with that profit whatever you want. If you wanted to take that profit, maybe try and educate yourself on the signals. You guys can always do that. But like I stated, guys, you can find links provided for you in the description to both the website to sign up for my video course in signals. Now, on top of that, if you guys don't want to sign up for any of my VIP content, I also have my free ebook that you guys can download. You know, it doesn't require anything from you guys. It's 38 pages long, full of a lot of exciting information that's going to give you guys some of the ins and outs to my trading plan, some ins and outs to cryptocurrency investing. And then on top of that, I have a 10-part quiz packed in there so you guys can go through, read all the contents of the ebook, and then quiz yourself so you retain all of that information learned. It's a really cool guide that I've spent a lot of time making for you guys, and I know that's going to help a lot of you out that are just new, fresh, getting into these markets. So make sure you guys check that out. Links are provided for you in the description to download. Once again, links are provided for you in the description to sign up for my VIP content. And with all that being said, guys, I will catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.